He's going to gain on him down here. He's gained on everybody through the center of the corner all day long. Jimmie Johnson, don't look back now, but when they come by the next time, you're going to have a whole mirror full of 97. Johnson's got that good low gear. He gets up off of 2, really strong. But where Kurt Busch is really good is watch this when they get to turn 3. Here we come down into 3. Now watch Busch close. It's almost like Jimmie Johnson puts the brakes on right there.
He gains about 2 or 3 car lengths, but Jimmie Johnson knows where you beat people is off the corner here in Fontana. We'll have the white flag this time.
Yeehaw!
2 of the youngest drivers in the field. Rookie and a sophomore fighting for the win. Final lap.
And look lined up behind them. 28, 9, 6, 88, 40.
All the over 40 veterans. Yes. Jimmie Johnson in his 13th start, going for his first career win and trying to become the 9th different driver to win a Winston Cup race for Rick Hendrick.
If that thing doesn't quit running on him, he's got it made.
We'll watch Kurt Busch drive off in this end of the corner. Picks up about 3 car lengths. Jimmie Johnson eases back to that throttle.
Jimmie Johnson off turn 4, 6th in points, leading rookie on the tour, and he's going to win his 13th start.
Here before a hometown crowd of his.
What a race.
I'm Winston Cup winner.
Here, put this one on, man. That's a winner's circle hat, buddy.
Run it up, man. Jimmie Johnson getting ready to come out. Gotta have the
9th
glasses.
driver to win for Rick
Gotta
Hendrick.
have the hat.
Let's get out to our Circuit City winner's circle. Dick Berggren.
Jimmie Johnson, do dreams come true or what?
This is unbelievable. I know my dad is sitting at home going crazy, my mom, but what you do here, Dad, figures you don't come to the race and we win the dang thing. This is awesome to do in California in front of my hometown. I just can't say enough for Lowe's, all the support from the employee owners, Hendrick Motorsports, Jeff Gordon and Rick Hendrick for believing in me. These guys back here believe in me.
How about that call? How about that call at the end?
We knew it was going to be close. The tires, it was just going to be close. And nobody said anything, just let me get my job done, and here we are, victory lane.
And you were watching Kurt Busch close it in. What were you thinking? Oh, here's Rick Hendrick behind you. Car owner Rick Hendrick. Big hug. Jeff Gordon's on his way. Everybody's here to see you.
Where's Mr. Tillman?
We need Bob Tillman from Lowe's here. He owes us a boat.
What's this like to be in a Winston Cup victory lane this early in your Winston Cup career?
This is so cool. It's going to sink in as the days come, but right now it's just cool. It's just really cool, and it's going to be a heck of a good time tonight, I can tell you that much.
Your car owner's on his way. Jeff Gordon, here he comes. Come on, Jeff. How about this guy?
Guess we hired the right guys.
What's that?
Man, I'm tickled to death. I couldn't be more proud of this guy right here. What a great team.
Are you surprised he has won this early?
You know, not the way they've been running. And I saw how good he was today. And you know, when the right chemistry gets put together, it doesn't matter, you know, how many races you got under your belt. And great team, great resource at Hendrick Motorsports. But these 2 guys have been clicking all year long. Couldn't be more proud of them.
Pretty good car owner too. Mike Joy, this is a happy place down here.
I'm sure it is. Darrell, there is so much good young talent in this series.
Well, it makes it so exciting. I mean,
Busch battling Tony Stewart. That is back at 11th place. But it's all on the lead with 2 laps to go. Bill Elliott trying to give Dodge its first win at Dover since 1975. That was the day Richard Petty made up 6 laps to win it.
I don't think that as long as Ricky Rudd keeps going and doesn't hold Jimmie Johnson up, I don't think Bill can do it.
Elliott getting so close as they come off turn 4.
It sure is a great run for Bill. I'm proud of Bill. He's just hung in there all day long. What a great run.
And Darrell, he's driving that thing down in the corner. White flag's out this time.
He ain't leaving anything on the table, I can tell you that. Here he comes up off of turn 2, and he's still closing.
Watch him driving down here to turn 3 right here.
Oh, up on the outside, he's going to give it that high. He's going to give it that high line. Last-ditch effort here.
Bill Elliott closes, but Jimmie Johnson gains the 2nd victory of his rookie year.
We may have a battle between Bobby Hamilton.
This could be her first chance to go to victory lane with her son.
He'll come to the white flag next time, will Jimmie Johnson. He got his first Winston Cup win in his 13th start in California back at the end of April. Picked up his second here in June at Dover. He's trying to score a sweep at the Monster Mile and boost his chances of perhaps winning the Winston Cup title in his rookie year. Final lap, and there's traffic ahead for Johnson.
He gets by Ricky Craven okay. And I think these cars in front of him, Kyle Petty, are fast enough that Mark will not be able to catch him.
Yeah, it was that side-by-side stuff that was going to get him in trouble. His 27th birthday was this past Tuesday. There'll be a lot of candles to blow out in victory lane at Dover. Jimmie Johnson sweeps the Monster Mile this season.
A 600 tonight. Matt.
And call it a home turf win for Jimmie Johnson from the back to the front. Congratulations, Coke 600 winner.
I can't believe we did this here at Lowe's Motor Speedway in Lowe's, Monte Carlo. We knew we were going to have a great race car again, but coming from the back, we didn't.
Right here, he's the master of this place.
We didn't know what was going to happen, and I'm just so proud of this entire race team, everybody at Hendrick Motorsports. We've been able to count on our great pit stops. The last two had us out in the lead both times. Great engines, great bodies, great race cars, great teamwork, and great support from Lowe's. I'm dumbfounded. I expected to be donuts on the front stretch and burnouts and all, but this is very cool.
Now, you told me building up to this weekend that what happened last year, you could have won both races last year. You were a man on a mission. You wanted to sweep them, and you did. How much was that on your mind playing up to this weekend?
Well, really, the success we had last year, we did so well, but we didn't close the deal. And this year, having a different mindset of wanting to be competitive and work on the race car all day long, but have some patience and be up front when it counts and play this game of smarts a little bit more and patience a little bit more. And we used our head in the Winston, used our head all day long today, and raced here at the end when we had to. Had some great pit stops, and here we are with a win.
What's it mean to win your first NASCAR Crown Jewel event? Because the Coke 600 is one of the Crown Jewel races.
You're right. That's forgot about that. But this track is so hard to drive, and this track has given me so much trouble in a Busch car and even in a Winston Cup car. I mean, I've crashed here and have never really been that good at this racetrack until now, and it's just experience. You need experience around here, and it's able to work.
How does it feel to win with a little bit of rain falling? Is it? Are you okay with it?
Were you third?
No.
And you've had some experience with that, too.
Yeah, I just wanted
the rain worked for me this time.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
You're going to walk away with a clear conscience that you won?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you?
Good.
Did you at Daytona?
Perfectly.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, congratulations, Jimmie Johnson, Coca-Cola 600 winner. Mike?
Good point day gone bad.
Jimmie Johnson makes another lap, just 2 to go.
Johnson's crew says they have enough fuel to get to turn 1 past the checkered flag. Lap and a half to go. He's up on Kevin Harvick by a little bit less than 2 seconds as he works some lap traffic. Who else is going to run out of fuel? White flag, Matt.
Chad Canal's a little concerned seeing the 25 run out. Told his driver, slow down as much as you can.
Half a lap to go for Jimmie Johnson. If it stays under power, he's going to get his second win of 2003. He's got enough pad on Kevin Harvick. Harvick's in a little bit of traffic right now. Chad Knaus made the right strategy calls. They had a great car, and Jimmie Johnson wins the New England 300, his second win of 2003.
I pull off the hoof, getting a little warm. 2 laps to go.
What a day it's been for this race team. Remember back at lap 127. Oh, Jeff Gordon off the pace. Is he out of fuel?
That would be my guess.
Ken Schrader going to give him a hand. You can get pushed until you start the last lap of the race. Once the white flag waves, you cannot get assistance from another car. Bill?
Yeah, it's obvious he's out of fuel. They were talking about it on the radio, but they didn't get enough in there.
And the white flag is out. So Schrader is legal to push Gordon back around the pit road, but it's not going to matter for the win. Now it's just a question, does this guy have enough fuel to see the checkered flag?
Oh, yeah. As we talked about, a great pit stop by that entire crew.
Yep, they took their time,
Yep.
and they got in there what they needed, and that was all the difference.
At lap 127, the crew cleaned out in a pit road crash. 3 of the members getting hit by another car. They came back to do their job and make the crucial stop when it counted. Jimmie Johnson sweeping New Hampshire International Speedway races in 2003.
Get him is when he gets down into turn 2 and get alongside of him going down the back straightaway and then hopefully hang on.
2 to go.
Here he comes. He's been really good right over here. From here off the corner, he can stay in the throttle. Close, close, close. Here I come. Johnson's got the power under the hood to hold him off.
There's the 2 crews right here. A lap and a half to go. The 18 crew on the left, the 48 crew on the right. There's Bobby Labonte at the bottom. Jimmie Johnson so good on the high side off turn 4. White flag this time.
Johnson, I think, said after that charge that Bobby Labonte put on him there a while ago, he said, if that's all you got, that ain't enough.
He may have one more shot, DW.
Jimmie went in a little bit low that time. Here comes Bobby. 18 cars. Just doesn't quite have the steam down the straightaway, but he's going to dive her in here hard, baby. Come on.
I guarantee he'll drive it in down here in turn 3 and 4. He went to the high side, but Jimmie Johnson in the 48 well. He just needs to come nice and straight off turn 4.
Jimmie Johnson, the low Chevrolet. Jimmie becomes the 41st driver to win at Darlington.
He's behind the rest of those guys.
Yeah, he just hits the afterburner. When he hits that afterburner, she goes.
3 wide right here. Casey Mears on the outside of Rusty Wallace and Tony Stewart.
Just float her on down in there, Jimmie, and don't look back.
And what's happening here, you saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 8 car, Casey Mears in the 41, those 4 fresh tires. They're just driving by Casey Kane and Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, Michael's up under Jamie.
Second place.
Turn 3.
That's the race. Michael Waltrip gunning for his best finish of the season.
Hang on to her, buddy. He gets a little loose right here.
White flag. And here comes Elliott Sadler in that 38 car. He moves up to the 5th position. And look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's been for a top 5. We got 1 lap to go.
Easy, Mikey.
Second place still in doubt.
Look at him. They're going to be 3 wide.
Bobby Labonte in 1, 2. But we stay green.
Caution lights are on. The caution lights are on. The caution lights out.
It's over if they get to the line.
I think Michael got second.
The field was frozen.
And coming to the line, Jimmie Johnson wins his 2nd straight Coke 600. All 5 of his Pocono starts. Jimmie Johnson is going to score his 9th career victory in his 89th start. All of them on super speedways. Jimmie Johnson wins the Pocono 500.
I think if Casey can get a little bit closer to Mark, he can make the pass on the outside of turn 1.
Tell you what, he's there now. Is Mark going to go in high or low? High. He's going to go up and make the 9 car follow him and get that aerial push. Not able to get the run off the corner.
If he's going to make a charge, you better do it in a hurry because they'll be coming to the white flag next time. Just looking a little farther back, Bobby Gordon in 7th, the highest guy who took tires on that last caution, so definitely the move paid off there for him. And you mentioned Ryan Newman up to 13th now, so he had a nice rally back from 2 laps down. While they race for 2nd behind him, Jimmie Johnson comes off turn 3 here at Pocono and moves to the starter stand for the white flag and begins the final lap of the Pennsylvania 500. Unless something goes mechanically wrong on this 48 car in this final 2.5 miles, he's going to cruise to victory. He has been dominant so far today.
Well, I guess he is flying right now.
Last lap, as he came to the white flag, Jimmie Johnson, the only driver on the track to turn a lap time under 55 seconds. No charge for 2nd, but still a great drive for Casey Kane to come back from the involvement in the accident and the damaged car. Mark Martin looking to finish 2nd here at Pocono for an incredible 6th time in his career.
And puts him right back in the race to the chase.
Way to go, boys. Back to back again. Thank you.
Play-by-play from the cockpit. Jimmie Johnson comes to the checkered flag and sweeps the Pocono races in 2004. Johnson wins the Pennsylvania 500.
You're right.
If they're able to pull it off.
And those guys had a lot of good runs going this year, just haven't been able to finalize the deal. I mean, they have been competitive all year.
Less than 2 laps to go. White flag will be waiting for Jimmie Johnson when he comes back around.
Kurt Busch finally gets by Nemechek to take over the 4th position.
Jimmie Johnson, 29-year-old from El Cajon, California, came into the chase for the Nextel Cup after leading the championship for a lot of the season, kind of stumbling when they came into it. 4 of the 6 races before this final 10-race chase, Johnson finished 30th or worse. He's now less than a lap from the checkered flag tonight, and a sweep of the season's races here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Last man to do it at this racetrack, Dale Earnhardt, 1986.
That last lap's a long lap.
So what is winning before friends and family meeting? That was it. Jimmie Johnson wins the UAW GM Quality 500. 1.7 seconds. 5th in his first race here in Martinsville. Since then, though, 6th, 9th, 2nd, 4th. He led 104 laps in the April race here. They did not pit at the end of the race when some others did. The fresh tires beat him. This time his pit crew has been superb. Got him out ahead of Kevin Harvick a little earlier in the race, keeping him in the hunt. And a good driver in a fast race car have gotten them to within 1 lap of their 2nd straight win.
Boy, McMurray is all over it. Got him, bumped him, and moved Ryan up. Now, this ain't over yet.
Now, because he's got to go through this corner now, doesn't he?
Now, Newman will drive by and bump him. Try to take the spot back, but McMurray hangs on to it.
Great race for 2nd to the finish, all the way to the checkered flag. The emotion of an entire organization with him. What it will do for them if he can win this race today. 2 laps to go in Atlanta.
Jimmie Johnson, there he goes, burying a tire in the fender again, but Mark right on the white line. He is catching him, but I think you're right, BP. I don't think he's got enough time.
Well, he's going to run out of time.
Mark is just... Both of these guys are driving their guts out right now.
As hard as they can possibly go and still keep the car under control.
White flag is up. Final lap in Atlanta. Jimmie Johnson leading Mark Martin.
Got through there a little bit better this time, Jimmie Johnson, but Mark still gained on him just a touch. But Johnson's got it. I mean, unless he makes a big mistake at 3 and 4, Mark can't do it.
This could be 3 in a row for that 48 car.
Buddy, bring it home. Jimmie, don't do any burnouts, buddy.
The emotions of the victory for Jimmie Johnson.
5 points could be next Sunday at Homestead Miami Speedway. Did you say that, what is it, 18 points between 1st and 2nd? That's just 4 positions on the racetrack. Could be worth about $5 million. You lead a lap, then there's 3 positions on the racetrack. And Mark is going to try to make this thing a little bit tighter. For 2nd place, Martin on Jamie McMurray as they get set to come to the white flag. Take a look. Yep, he's got him. Martin to 2nd. And the white flag is up. Here comes Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon to 3rd. Jimmie Johnson off of turn number 2. The final lap of the final Southern 500 at Darlington. Can he score the victory and close out this racetrack's great history with his name on the winner's trophy and put the exclamation point on a bid for the championship heading to Miami next Sunday? It'll be Jimmie Johnson as the winner of the 55th Mountain Dew Southern 500.
As it's 2 to go for Jimmie Johnson.
Not too far behind these guys right here. I've been watching Mark Martin in the 6th car. He's still out there ticking away, and he has gained 5 positions with that car by going back out there with the engine problem.
You've got a 1.7 second lead.
Jimmie Johnson has had 8 straight finishes of 6th or better, including 4 wins in 2 seconds. This would make it 9, and he's 1 lap away.
Pretty smooth ride. Done a good job all day long. Got himself out front. Where that car had such a huge advantage is on new tires. It was really bad fast for a number of laps on new tires.
tires.
He has clean racetrack now. Half a lap to go, halfway down the backstretch.
So the House of Roush.
Absolutely rock. I love my job. I love my team. And boy, let's see a victory lane.
The House of Roush becomes a teardown for Hotel Hendrick. Jimmie Johnson brings the Lowe's Chevrolet to the checkered flag. 5 wins in 2 seconds in the last 9 races for Johnson.
Yeah.
Side by side off turn 4. Cross under move by Johnson. No room. Labonte blocks him. 2 to go, man. 2 to go. Be smart. Be smart. Take your time. You got plenty of time, I think. Easy for me to say. Boy, Labonte is good at the south end of the speedway. Boy, that was impressive right there to hold Jimmie off. They stayed pretty even. Right here's where he got to run the last time. They'll be coming to the white flag this time. He's going to hold him off, Larry. I think he can do it. But Johnson is good off turn 4, and if he can get alongside, and Labonte right to the grass to hold him off. Last time, he can't do it. I don't believe he can do it unless Bobby messes up. There he goes to the bottom, Darrell. They're going to be side by side off turn 2. Bobby's on the high side. You can't pass over there. There's no way. What's that?
One last charge right here, man.
It's all over, boys. Was that the last best move made outside? Here he comes, outside. Just like in Atlanta last March. He's not going to be able to do it, I don't think. They're side by side. Here he comes. Jimmie Johnson. Got it. 48 car. He did it. 3 in a row, Jimmie Johnson. By 2/100ths of a second. I thought when he got beat off at turn 2, it was all over, but he drove it in on the outside and won it.
2 laps to decide it. It's over. Overtime.
And here we go. Good restart by the 5. 48 just goes.
They are teammates, 48 and 5. Johnson in the chase for the championship. Kyle Busch is not. White flag, last lap.
Wow, he's underneath them.
He's right there. Oh, Jimmie said, come on, teammate, cut me some slack.
Through turns 3 and 4 now. Kyle Busch, the rookie, looking at Johnson, the championship contender. Teammates coming to the checkers. Jimmie Johnson wins at Dover. 3 in a row here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway for the last 5. Kurt Busch, Greg Biffle, a couple of Roush teammates right behind him. Right now, it's a Chevy chase for 2 laps.
Tried to get that momentum on the outside. Didn't work.
He's got a lot of speed going down the backstretch anyway.
And Jimmie Johnson drove that car in, and parts on that car started dragging. We haven't seen drag all day.
Smooth, 1 more lap.
White flag, final lap.
Driving 110% now.
Yes, sir. 2 more turns. Does not look like Busch can get there. Jimmie Johnson has had a wild night. He and his crew have fought through all kinds of problems. But Jimmie Johnson, 4 in a row at Lowe's.
Ready. Green flag.
2 laps to go.
Looks like Elliott Sadler, 38 and junior, might have laid back to get a run, but did they lay back too much?
Yeah, we saw that the last time, BP, so they're out of time. Hopefully it'll work for them this time. It looks like they got a little bit better run than the last restart. And they've got a lot more cars lined up behind them in the front 3.
The rookie Boyer in the 07 behind Earnhardt. They're going to catch the front 3. Lap and a half to go.
Oh, yeah, they've got a big run, especially Elliott Sadler. If he times this right, he can make a pass.
Everybody's lined up.
But they're lined up. Somebody's got to make a move. It's going to happen.
At the line this time, the white flag. 1 lap to go at Daytona.
It's Junior that's making the move. He didn't want to do it, he said, but he's going to the outside.
Got to. It's a Daytona 500.
He's got to try, at least try to win.
to Johnson, nowhere to go. Stays in line.
This is what Johnson wants to see in his mirror, though. He wants to see those guys behind him, side by side.
Casey Mears runs third.
Junior's losing positions as he tries to get on the outside. Tony Stewart has moved into 5th, 6th.
Here goes Ryan Newman. He's going to try the high side. Which way will Mears go? Oh, hose this 12-car Ryan Newman.
Keep pedaling it, man. Keep pedaling.
That's it.
Clear by 4.
That's it. Crash behind him. Crash behind him. The caution is out. The race is over. Jimmie Johnson has won the Daytona 500.
You are my hero.
Daytona 500 winner. And a hug for the team owner, Rick Hendrick. And a victory kiss from his wife, Chandra.
There's more confetti than we need in victory lane.
A little overload, huh? Jimmie, you have won the Daytona 500. Can you tell me what that means to you?
Say that a few more times. It hasn't even set in. I am so proud of this race team. Obviously, it's been a tough week for us. I wish Chad Knaus was here. I know he's kicking his TV set in right now. It's so bummed out, but his hard work got this team to where it is. Thank you. These guys up here that are getting rowdy, great pit stops, great race car. Everyone stepped up when we needed to. I have to thank Lowe's, all their employee owners, Hendrick Motorsports for the great race car. My teammates, I can't believe this. Tomorrow morning it'll finally soak in, I bet.
You didn't lead for a long time in this race. Were you wondering if you could get the lead?
Yeah, I could. I've been aggressive before. I made some mistakes. I've caused wrecks. A lot of different things have happened. And tonight, I just wanted to sit and ride and take care of things. And, after all the trouble this team's been through and all the criticism, I'm going to dedicate this one to all the haters of the 48 team because we won and we're in victory lane at Daytona for the Daytona 500.
Earlier in the week, when the problems came down that forced your crew chief to leave, did you really believe your chance to win the 500 was hurt, or did you really believe this team had enough strength to be here where you are now?
I did. Deep down inside my heart, I believed that this team could still win it. There's no doubt not having Chad here was going to be a huge handicap for this race team, but everybody stepped up and overcame it. Darian Grubb stepped in, filled in as crew chief. First time as crew chief for the Cup level, wins his first race. Everybody stepped up, so I'm just so proud of this Lowe's team.
The last couple of laps, the green-white checker, Ryan Newman behind you trying to get a run on you. Tell me what was going through your mind, what you were doing on the track.
I knew that I needed to get a good clean start. I got up through the gears and got going. And this Monte Carlo was on rails after that. And I knew Ryan was going to try to get a run on me. And when he went to the top, I stayed committed to the bottom. And one of my, not high school friends, but one of my friends through the off-road ranks, Casey Mears, was behind me. And I knew at that point I was in good shape. So here we are.
Daytona 500 winner, Jimmie Johnson. Want me to say it again?
Yeah, say it some more, please. We won the Daytona 500!
Contact turn 2, a car up toward the wall, misses it.
Whoa, here comes Jimmie. I think he'll follow Matt in here, but he's been so strong coming off the corner.
Matt Kenseth, he's not going to give the bottom up, though. Jimmie Johnson in the 48, he turns it to the bottom, coming to the white flag this time.
Clear low, clear low.
If you don't give up the bottom, you'll be okay, I think.
But Darrell's been turned 2. That's where the streak has been with this 48 car.
Kyle Busch poised to take advantage. It's a 3-car race with a mile to go.
He's looking outside. You better block him. Hold him off. Got a good run.
Kenseth pulls the block, going off into turn 3. Johnson goes to the high side. He's going to try to get that momentum.
Jimmie Johnson
drag race.
last year like
drag
this.
Race.
Kenseth with the edge. Here comes Johnson.
Jimmie's got it.
Momentum outside.
He's got it. He's got it.
Johnson
48.
wins the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. He led 1 lap.
He got that run on the high side.
Soldier.
2 laps to go.
Oh, there he goes.
And Stewart's pushed him in the 20 car. They go to the high side of Jeff Gordon. But here comes Johnson to push Gordon.
Kenseth in the middle again. Stewart comes down.
Now, that was Vickers did a really good thing. He got out front, now dropped down and picked up continuing.
Slow car, turn 1 on the bottom. Hopefully it'll turn in and not be a factor.
Vickers don't want to get too big of a lead here. They'll get a run on him.
Here comes 17
Yeah,
on the outside. Watch out, here comes Kansas.
Remember what happened to Stewart on the restart? He got too big a lead, became a sitting duck.
I tell you what, Tony Stewart has been to the front, to the back, to the front, and
Vickers blocking his teammate. White flag this time. 1 to go.
He's got to block 2 teammates to win it, though. Gordon and Johnson. He slides way up high and takes the white flag.
Oh, no.
Johnson stayed in bounds in the 48 car. He's got the push from Tony Stewart in the 20 to keep Vickers to the high side.
Vickers couldn't block them both. Here comes Kenseth around the top, but no help for Matt.
Tony's pushing up.
20 car behind you.
Going to get tight here, guys. Going to get tight.
Gordon's at the bottom in the 24. Not a lot of help down there. It's just tire smoke. They're beating and banging over there.
They're rubbing everything they got. Bottoms, tops, sides.
Checkered flags. You better get the gas on.
All Jimmie Johnson at 48 can do is protect the bottom. That's all he can hope for.
Just remember, it's a long way down here to the finish line.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes.
Blocking Stewart. Here they come.
Jimmie Johnson, Daytona 500 winner, holds off Tony Stewart and wins the Aero 499. What a run. Wow. Stewart second. Vickers third.
Too corporate when I'm in front of the camera. So I'm trying to kick back, be more relaxed in front of the camera. Trying to be a little bit more me.
Well, he's being me as we speak.
Yeah, he's being me driving that race car.
Yes, he is.
Man, he's feeling it too. This is where you really start taking everything in. 2 laps to go. And you're saying to yourself, I can't believe I may win this thing.
Lap and a half. Kenseth. Far back now.
A little over 2 3/4 from Johnson back to Matt Kenseth.
Jimmie around and off of turn 4. White flag is in the air at Indianapolis. 1 lap to go at the Brickyard. One of his idols, Rick Mears, won here 4 times. His teammate Jeff Gordon, 4-time winner here. Started the season by winning the Daytona 500 without his crew chief. Now trying to take his car and his team to victory lane at Indianapolis. And hold on to the championship standings, which you won't even think about for probably a day and a half.
What an unbelievable
Caution is out. Check that. Caution is not out yet. There's a crash on the backstretch.
It's like Robbie Gordon and Greg Biffle got together.
Still the white flag is out. Johnson off of turn 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Jimmie Johnson from California wins at Indianapolis, and the caution is out. 2 to go. Hamlin going to try and make one more run at Jimmie Johnson.
Jimmie Johnson got off of turn 2 really good that time. Don't know if the 11 is going to be able to get to him, Bill.
Last lap at Martinsville. Jimmie Johnson won this race 2 years ago, but there was no victory lane, no celebration. 10 members of the Hendrick family, Tony Stewart's helicopter pilot, killed in a plane crash on their way to this race. Johnson's always wanted to get back to victory lane here at Martinsville to salute those fallen friends, and Johnson wins the Subway 500 at Martinsville. Strong run by Denny Hamlin and Bobby Labonte.
Would have the advantage eventually.
Yeah, Ryan Newman, the 12, was another car that actually stayed out. While we're watching this battle, we're just going to update you on Jeff Burton, who came in here second to points. Those guys are still on the lead lap back in 15th here with 2 to go. Anywhere that's paved.
Look out, look out.
And Kyle Busch was smart enough to know that was not going to work out.
I don't know how many wide that was, but it was too wide.
And on the left of your screen for 4th, Mark Martin and ex-teammate Matt Kenseth go at it.
Wait, the white flag's out for Pete's sake.
Oh, shucks. Let's
This is just getting good, boys.
Yeah.
You believe how hard, you just kind of
Chad Knaus to Jimmie Johnson. He's going to win this race by 2 seconds.
Can you say
Go? Yes, we can.
We got you. Bring her home, dude.
Jimmie Johnson wins the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400, his third Las Vegas victory.
2 to go.
2 to go. There you hear it. He's just driving away now.
Yeah, I think it probably knocked the right front fender in, and that's going to take away some downforce.
He definitely hit that wall actually pretty hard.
Kenseth still third, Jeff Burton fourth, Montoya fifth, Clint Boyer right on top of Montoya for fifth place.
But you gotta give Tony Stewart a lot of credit. He bounced that car off the wall. He could have easily hooked the right rear of Jimmie Johnson.
No pressure. White flag this time.
I guess we last week, Larry, we underestimated the 48. Can he win 3 in a row at Vegas? I said, I don't see how that could be possible. He did.
Yes, he
Today
did.
we say the 20 will walk off and the 48 will run second. Where is he at? Leading the race.
Title defense for Jimmie Johnson. The Nextel Cup champion going for 2 in a row. Back at fifth place, side by side, as Johnson comes to the line. Jimmie Johnson wins the Cobalt Tools 500. Stewart, Kenseth, Burton. On the radio, he's giving me no choice.
And Jimmie's doing everything he can to keep him back there. Jeff's going to have to move him if he wants to win this race. Don't wreck him, just move him.
It'll be the white flag when they come back to the line.
I believe if he's got anything for him, we'll see it off of turn 4.
Right, he can't get to him in turn 2, Darrell. White flag, but no surrender. It's the last lap.
This is it. He's going to look under him there. Jimmie got a little bit off. He had to get out of the gas a little bit.
The hit should be ready for him.
Here we go. He's going to move him. He's going to move him. He's going to move him.
Here comes the inside. He's got the inside. They touch once, twice. Drag race. Jimmie Johnson.
Whoa! By a fender.
Gentleman Jim. He held him off. Nice job, Jimmie.
What a race by teammates.
That was fantastic. I bet Jeff Gordon isn't terribly happy either.
Left to get it done.
And he is burning the right rear off of that thing. He comes off the corner every lap with it sideways and smoking.
Well, he's got that little bit of cushion. You see how far it is back to the 11 car, Denny Hamlin, so he can move that car around just a little bit.
And Jimmie Johnson just sitting there watching him in the mirror. I believe he's going to run out of time.
White flag.
White flag. One more good one.
You know, in the old style car, Johnson had only one top 10 here in 10 starts. Different story with the Impala.
Great day for his teammate, too. Jeff Gordon has struggled here last 4 times we've been here.
Jimmie Johnson and the Lowe's Chevrolet come off turn 4 to their 4th win of the season and 27th career Nextel Cup victory.
Winner Richmond.
4th place finish, but they come back into here, Dale, and I tell you, they're right back up on the wheel, right back up on their game.
Yeah, we might see that they're 6th in the points right now, but after next week with this win tonight, if they go on here in the next lap and get this victory, they're going to be at the top of the standings.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, he's back. Let's go back to the booth.
2 laps to go. Chad Knaus writes out of your screen. It's all about confidence and leadership, and he's got both in hand there for the 48 car Jimmie Johnson. He led his driver to a Nextel Cup title in 2006. He told his crew, we're going to win it here tonight. He told them 100 laps ago they're going to win it tonight. Jimmie Johnson, the young man from El Cajon, California, came back to his hometown this week for a charitable golf tournament. A celebrity golf tournament and a charity auction to raise money for Habitat for Humanity for San Diego. He's inducted into the Hall of Fame at his high school. First time he's been back since 1993. And now on the final lap at California Speedway, Jimmie Johnson, the California kid, is going to do something he wanted to do here for a long time, coming home. Not only to visit the family and friends, but to go to Victory Lane at California Speedway. He has not won since May 6th, race number 10 at Richmond. But guess what? Tonight at California Speedway, race number 25, Jimmie Johnson takes the victory.
Jimmie Johnson's got his crew chief back up on the box, and it's just that extra little push, I think, has put this team up front and where they can win races. They were very competitive when Chad was gone, but boy, this is just these last couple of weeks has showed that extra little bit that they've got.
Jimmie Johnson won 4 times in the first 10 races of the year. Then he did it after the win at Richmond. He didn't win again until last weekend at California. Chad Knaus, right side of your screen. He led that driver, that entire team, to the 2006 NASCAR Nextel Cup Championship. Jimmie Johnson trying to pick up win number 6 in 2007. It would be Jimmie Johnson's 29th career win, and he will come down and take the checkered flag as Jimmie Johnson sweeps both races and wins at Richmond. A little bit of contact, short track stop. Here they come. Green flag, white flag, checkered flag. Can Jimmie Johnson hang on? Here comes Gordon. Single file as the green flag waves. Look at the 5 car of Kyle Busch is there, and Newman is right on the bumper. Jimmie Johnson pulls him now by 2 car lengths.
White flag this time.
White flag this time. 6 car, bottom of the racetrack. 12 car right on the rear of the 48 car.
And the 6 car sitting sideways in the middle of the track. They're wide open. Now the caution flag's out.
Race is over. That's it right there.
And boy, Chad Knaus says, I can't believe we got a caution flag.
Guys, that was an unbelievable race. And we saw the caution flags all day long, late in the race. And they were coming wide open in turn 1 with that 6 car sitting dead sideways in the middle of the track.
NASCAR rules are you get 1 attempt at a green-white checkered. If the caution comes out, the race is over. They stop scoring them right there. And the caution and the checkered flag. Flag trying to win a chase and trying to run away.
Oh, and Johnson gets a good restart. He gets away from Edwards by about 5 cars. Junior spinning.
Earnhardt Jr. spins up in front of McMurray.
Tire flew off that left rear of the 8 car.
How in the world did that happen? That top, unbelievable. These guys are side by side, lap after lap. Johnson's got to be smart. He's got to be smart right here.
Kenza trying to hang on. Johnson.
Still there. White flag this time by. Still there. Barely.
Oh, and Johnson clears him with 2 laps to go. Back in the spring, it was on the white flag that Matt Kenseth got past. Here it's 2 laps to go. Does Kenseth have anything to try to reel him back in?
Boy, it's going to be tough right now.
Oh, look at Chad Knaus. Is he loving that pass or what? By the way, Jeff Gordon in 7th position.
Boy, I mean, right now, Jimmie Johnson's last lap, 0.4 of a second faster than Matt Kenseth. He's got that clean air, and now he's out.
You're never going to see it any better than that right there.
All I could have done was wreck him, Robbie. Wreck myself. Believe me, I couldn't do anything else.
Jimmie Johnson came here 9 points out of the lead. He came to a track where he had never won a Cup race. But Jimmie Johnson has driven the wheels off his Chevy, and he will win at Texas Motor Speedway.
And I said, when it's your year, it's your year. Boy, if he wins his 4th in a row, Andy, that is a convincing fashion, and the guy deserves to win a championship.
Behind you, coming to the white here, buddy. Nice and smooth.
Gotta believe every noise inside the car is amplified. He knows his teammate, Jeff Gordon, is faded back to 10th spot. He knows he'll open up a significant points lead. With 1 race to go, white flag for Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson off of turn 2, trying to do what hasn't been done since 1998, trying to win 4 in a row. As Johnson takes it down less than half a lap away from the checkered flag.
Dude, you are incredible. Awesome job today. Good job.
2 to go.
We got a 20-second lead. 20-second lead.
30-68.
Finish line. 2 to go.
He actually doesn't have a 20-second lead. It's about a 9 3/4 second lead, so he can slow down 2 seconds.
He'll only have 20 seconds
Way
if
down,
Boyer
way
pits.
down.
And Boyer's going for it. He's all the way out of the throttle now, and he'll see the white flag.
White flag this time. Way down. Slow it down now, bud. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it way down. Big gap behind you.
Last time around.
20-second lead there. Backing way down. One of the cars going into 1 now.
What a great gamble.
Down, buddy.
What a great call. High stakes, gambling.
He does it.
If he can just make it to turn 4, he'll be a good shot.
He could coast. Put it in neutral. Whatever you want to do. You got it made.
Jimmie Johnson off turn 4.
He did
First win for Hendrick in 2008.
He did it.
Jimmie Johnson coasts across on fumes and wins it.
I'm not sure we'll see a burnout. I'm not sure there's enough fuel to do a burnout.
Back in the top 10 now.
Martin all the way down across the bottom of the racetrack to be able to make the pass. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car got very loose in the corner. Martin took that spot away.
And it certainly hasn't been the day that Mark thought he was going to have with this race car and race team. As we see Jimmie Johnson really using up all the racetrack, just driving this race car for everything it's worth.
Last time by, they were almost equal on lap times.
And as you said, DJ, the longer they run in previous runs, the better Carl Edwards' car gets.
And the problem is that as Carl closes in here just a little bit, as he gets closer, then Jimmie has to make sure that he hits his mark, because one slip can cost him the race then.
He's only got a lap and a half to hold him off, because they're going to get the white flag this time by.
Jimmie Johnson's got 4 more corners to hit right here.
4 left turns away from the lion's share of a $9.6 million purse.
Well, he was about perfect with that corner right there.
So was Carl Edwards.
Johnson looked like he got through that corner and off of that corner really well, not to let Carl get a good run on him down the backstretch.
That was real critical, because this long straightaway right here could decide it.
4 hours ago, over 250,000 fans asked themselves, who will it be? Who will win the Allstate 400 in 2008? They all had different answers.
Another perfect corner. Jimmie Johnson did a great job there. His crew, congratulations. Just a fantastic job.
Out of turn 4 and 2-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion, Jimmie Johnson becomes a 2-time winner at the Brickyard. And these positions are important for A.J. Allmendinger because of the fact he is trying to get this car in the top 35 in point standings.
I think he's done that pretty solidly. Right now, as the owner's point sit, Robbie Gordon is in that 35th spot. Michael Waltrip 34th.
2 laps to go for Jimmie Johnson to pick up his 3rd win in 2008. And what has impressed me as much as what he's done on the racetrack is what Chad Knaus and these guys have done behind the wall. Despite the fact they had the car that had everybody covered, every time they came in, they would go outside the envelope and make an adjustment to try to get the car better.
Well, you can't sit there and be too careful with this. You have a good race car. You can't let those guys catch up. I think everybody in the sport's done that at some point in time, and Chad Knaus wasn't going to let that happen tonight with this race car and this race team.
Jimmie Johnson began the week coming out to his hometown of El Cajon. He wanted to give back his 2nd annual golf tournament to raise money, $500,000 for the Habitat for Humanity to build homes for people who didn't have them. They handed the keys, he and wife Shandy, to a young single mom who had 3 children who didn't have a place to live. But tonight, at this racetrack, it was time for Jimmie Johnson to take back the lead point as the top contender for the 2008 Chase Championship. Jimmie Johnson takes the win.
As much as Tony wants to win, this is 10 more points that Jimmie Johnson's going to be closer to the lead.
I'm so impressed with Jimmie Johnson because he was really big. That 20 car had caught him and was going to pass him. He moved up a groove and found a way to make his car faster.
Jimmie Johnson has won twice and had 4 top 10 finishes in the last 6 races. Talk about momentum and how important it is heading into the chase. He dominates at California a week ago. He won both events at Richmond in 2007, was disappointed about what happened here in May. But on a Sunday afternoon in September, Jimmie Johnson comes down and wins it at Richmond.
Wow, rounding out the top 10.
Allmendinger could hold on to get his best career finish in a NASCAR Sprint Cup race if he can hold on to 9th spot. Carl getting there now, 2 to go.
Wow, made a big game right there. That's huge. He might have found something when he got forced to that high side there a while ago.
He did find something. He was 0.4 of a second faster than Jimmie Johnson that last lap.
And you can see Jimmie Johnson take that away from him right there. Wow.
got a fight on his hands here this last lap.
We do. White flag.
Get you some, bud. Let's go get it now.
That was big right there. Jimmie Johnson took that away. Carl Edwards is going to get to the outside of him and have a chance to make the pass. Still might
get him right here.
Here he comes, digging up off the corner, turn 2, half a lap away from the checkered flag.
And what's Jimmie Johnson do here? He goes to that high side. Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom. There we go.
Oh, come
right
on.
by him.
What a
With the car stick. Here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's in the wall.
Can he get it off the wall?
We're back inside now.
Oh, wow.
Carl Edwards trying to hang on. Here comes Jimmie Johnson down, and Johnson will take the win. Wow.
Woo. How good is that? Wow.
That's a finish right there, boys.
White checkered, and here they come. Johnson just pulls away at a turn 4.
Yeah, I think he looked back and he saw Junior easing up on him, and that's whenever he took off. A nice restart by Jimmie Johnson.
Five-car race for Jimmie Johnson. Earnhardt Jr.'s got a little over 1 lap to get there. White flag for Johnson.
White flag this time.
What a dominant day for Jimmie Johnson. He's led 7 times for 339 laps. And down the back straightaway, Jimmie Johnson trying to pick up his 6th win in 2008.
Good job, guys. Good job, Jimmie. Yeah, we roll, boys.
Remember, still 18 cars in the lead lap, so contact could totally change the complexion.
Look at Kurt. He gets a better run this time.
Kurt Busch got a good jump. Carl Edwards got a good jump.
Jimmie Johnson laid the power down pretty good off of turn 2.
I mean, Kurt Busch did all he could do right there. Yeah. It was right on him.
Jimmie Johnson will come out of 4 for the white flag here at Phoenix. 1 lap to go.
Oh, look at Kurt Busch. Think he's not driving hard? He's still digging. He got that thing completely sideways. And
Jimmie Johnson sideways there, too. Kurt got a nice run off the corner.
Okay, we're coming.
See if he can get to the bumper.
Can he get there? Here he comes. Kurt Busch a car length away. Jimmie Johnson trying to hang on.
Good job, dude.
And Jimmie Johnson wins for the 7th time this year. Well, contact.
Laps to go.
Johnson's lead has stabilized at 1 second over Denny Hamlin.
Play this little battle for 6. She's going to go all the way to the wire.
Yep. Yeah, and Ryan is overdriving his car a bunch, but Mark's giving him enough room. It hadn't affected anything yet. But they're going to come to the line fighting with each other, and we got 1 lap to go.
Matt Kenseth bounced it off the wall.
Well, we're in the white flag lap now.
Jimmie Johnson's halfway down the back straightaway.
Newman and Martin lean on each other in turn 2.
I think Newman got the better of him that time.
I believe he will prevail.
Jimmie Johnson wins at Martinsville on the 25th anniversary of Hendrick Motorsports' first win. 41st Cup win. Is
I think that bump down the front here on Tony Stewart, it was kind of a little wake-up call. Hey, man, I got 4 tires, you got 2. I'm coming.
What racing, though?
Greg Biffle not in position to challenge Matt Kenseth. Kurt Busch the top 5. We apologize for not having the scoring ticker in these closing laps. No, a gopher did not cut the cable. Kane, Edwards, Mears now up to 8th. Newman, Martin top 10.
Flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go. 1 mile. Johnson is my hero today, Larry. That was a whale of a drive. Taking those 4 tires, that gamble, and driving it to the front.
But you know who's breathing the easiest right now? Chad Cannell's in that 48 pit crew.
Yeah, well, he's doing one of those I told you so's now.
Jimmie Johnson and the Cobalt Tools Lowe's Chevrolet come off turn 4 and score their 4th win at Dover, their 2nd win of 2009.
Stewart's 2nd.
Elliott Sadler to the lap car. You see Jimmie drafting off of Elliott.
2 laps to go. They are 5 miles away from the checkered flag.
Okay, that's turn 1. We'll see turn 2. That's where Mark Martin's been able to gain a little bit on Jimmie Johnson. Let's see if he can do that on the exit. See, he can get back to the throttle hard right there.
Well, that was a good
Here he comes.
exit. Nice run right here.
Here comes Martin on the outside. Does he have enough oomph? Johnson now able to pull him by still a couple of car lengths.
He's going to have one more shot at that place. See if he can get a little closer to him as they get in turn 2.
Well, he sure got Jimmie worried looking in that mirror.
Yes, he does.
Coming out of turn 4 for the white flag this time, and Mark Martin will have one more shot in the south end of the racetrack. Jimmie knows he needs to get all he can get here on this front straightaway. Look at him moving from inside to outside. White flag.
Jimmie's doing everything he can to keep him back there, not letting him get too close to the bumper. He doesn't want to get the opportunity to get him loose. Here's Mark's spot coming up. Got one more run at him.
This time down the back straightaway, Jimmie Johnson stays in the middle of the racetrack and will pull him by a couple of car lengths. 2 turns away from the checkered flag. Turn 3.
Well, Mark just needs a couple of car lengths to try to loosen him up.
Man, he drove it hard in there and out of that corner. That's why Jimmie Johnson's a champion right there, folks.
Out of turn 4, headed for the checkered flag, and 3-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jimmie Johnson becomes a 3-time winner at the Brickyard 400. And be counted here in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. White flag next time by for Jimmie Johnson. Jimmie Johnson is a 4-time winner at Dover International Speedway. And he is a lap away from collecting his 5th win on the Monster Mile. He came here as a rookie driver in 2002. Not only did he win both races that year, he led the most laps in both races, serving notice that this young man was going to be a factor in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. And here today, he has led 3 times for 271 laps, and Jimmie Johnson wins it at Dover. Jimmie Johnson just pulling away now, 10 car lengths over Jeff Gordon. Look at Gordon motoring back there coming out of turn 2.
Kurt Busch still smoking, but going fast. Trying to finish it out.
Mark Martin has dropped back a couple of positions and trying to hang on to that 4 spot as here's Tony Stewart, who has come from a lap down, battling side by side with Martin for 4th spot.
Oh, man, look at Stewart. It's all on the wheel.
Watch out. See him really get loose coming up out of there. Had to get out of the throttle a little bit and fall back in behind Mark.
Here comes Montoya now for second.
White flag, final lap here in California. Side-by-side action, Gordon and Montoya, second position. Mark Martin is driven now out from underneath the 14 car. Here he comes, trying to be a factor here, maybe to finish 3rd or 2nd.
I'd have to say he'll go to the high side here and see if he can get by Montoya.
Montoya's going to try to block, but he
see Gordon all the way on the apron.
Jimmie Johnson coming down out of turn 4. What a job they have done again, and for the 2nd year, make it 3rd year in a row in the fall, Jimmie Johnson wins at California. Is still there.
Yeah, that's 5 valuable points for Jeff Gordon right now.
Jeff Gordon had moved from 10th to 5th in the last 3 races in the points, and then tonight, if he can hang on, he will gain 2 more spots all the way up to 3rd.
Yeah, his problem is the guy that he's chasing is out there leading and getting ready to win the race.
Yeah, that's the bad news for Jeff Gordon. 2 laps to go here at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Final lap for Jimmie Johnson. The racetrack's name, the sponsor's name, one and the same for Jimmie Johnson, a 5-time winner thus far in 2009. We mentioned no driver has ever won 3 of the first 5 chase races. But the guy who is chasing history in NASCAR has done it tonight at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmie Johnson gets the win.
taking care of details, and nothing goes undone.
Goes back at night, watches the practice shows, watches the qualifying. Anything that's on television, he watches here, watches every single lap on the racetrack, not just for his car, but for any other car, to see if he can get an idea of something to do to this 48 to make it better.
Man, as a driver, that's a dream come true. You have somebody that dedicated, and all of you crew chiefs, Andy, when you won championships, that's the way that you were too.
Got him.
the Sun, Phoenix International Raceway. They call this track the Jewel of the Desert. We told you this weekend was about a duel in the desert. Could Jimmie Johnson bounce back from disappointment in Texas? And Johnson, what a performance. The three-time and defending NASCAR Sprint Cup champion gets it done and wins the third year in a row here at Phoenix.
So all he has is a lap or two left, Darrell. There's 2 to go.
That's what Jimmie Johnson needed, and that's the problem with running up next to that wall. It's fast but dangerous.
Richard Childress Racing has not won a race at Auto Club Speedway in the Sprint Cup Series.
Kevin Harvick spent the morning out down on the pit road speaking to some children, some high-risk children, special need children.
Boy, Harvick, Childress going to leave here with all 3 cars in the top 10. Boyer's sitting back here. He's in 8th place, so can't complain, man.
That's quite a recovery for Clint Boyer.
One week at a time.
For Jimmie Johnson.
Good lap, bud.
1.3 ahead of Kevin Harvick.
What, we got that battle getting back together for 5th back there with Logano and Kurt Busch.
The 2 Childress cars will fight it out for 2nd.
It's going to be close between them.
As Jimmie Johnson is half a lap away from his 48th career win.
What did everybody say? He just wins here in the fall?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's won the last 3 fall races.
The Roush cars have dominated the spring here, but defending champ Matt Kenseth is only 7.
We're going to have a heck of a finish here for 2nd.
Boy, it's going to be a drag race between those 2 guys.
I believe Burt might get him down on that bottom. No, Harvick got it.
To do that today.
Matt Kenseth holds off Logano for the moment. Travis Kvapil loses a lap to the leader, Jimmie Johnson, and we'll have 2 to go.
I would be just the opposite. I would be being really good buddies with him right now, trying to find out, what are you doing, man?
Don't forget, though, Jeff Gordon is part owner of this 48, along with Rick Hendrick.
He's the one that told Rick Hendrick, that's the guy you need to get to drive that 48 car. And it's worked out quite well because he's looking for win number 49, white flag.
1 more lap. She's over.
Johnson trying to win back-to-back races for the 7th time in his career. Logano back after Kenseth out of turn 2. That one's going to go all the way to the flag. Johnson out of 4. And here he comes.
Very nice job, boys. You give
NASCAR's all-time winner on 1.5 tracks is Jimmie Johnson. The battle back for... Two to go. Jimmie Johnson made all the right moves, and it's Kurt Busch who is going to run out of time with the fresh tire.
Well, they said when the race started, get the champagne out.
And that's Earl Barbin, the same guy that wanted to stand by the lady with the blue feathers at Las Vegas.
Here he comes off at turn 4.
Checker flag. Jimmie Johnson scores his 50th career Sprint Cup win.
We'll see what it is here. You saw Johnson pass the start-finish line. Gordon goes by 2.4 seconds the advantage. Less than 2 laps to go for Johnson.
You can just tell by watching the cars. He thinks they look like they're on ice right now. Other than the 48.
Other than the 48.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, and let's be honest, the 47 was the same way. The 48 and the 47 have been the class. Robbie's has smoked that right front in that corner every time. Oh, Marcos misses a corner right there. Drives down on the 24.
Through the S's. And when they make it through here, through turns 10 and 11, they will see the white flag.
Yeah, 29. Trying to get as close as you can through turn 10, because that's where you got to be if you're going to try to pull out on Robbie. He's about a car length away, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Maybe for another lap, but that lap he just wasn't quite there.
Yeah, Robbie's just protecting the inside. You see the 29 is a little bit quicker through here. But if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to do it on the outside.
Yeah, and Robbie's in protection mode and getting that thing straight. He's getting that thing straight and getting on the gas. He's really beating the 29 up off the corner because he's getting a better exit. The 29's getting a better entrance, but the 7's taking his line away right now.
No green-white checker today. Last time by was the white flag for Jimmie Johnson. All he has to do is nurse it home, and he will celebrate victory for the 4th time in 2010.
Let's see, we'll watch Robbie in this next corner where he's been smoking that right front. And what he's doing is he's taking a protective line, too. He's down on the inside. Not this time, though.
Robbie Gordon in 2nd, Kevin Harvick in 3rd, Casey Kane in 4th. Final lap for Jimmie Johnson as he takes it through the S's.
See Joey Logano pull off to the inside there. Looks like his car is done.
Jimmie Johnson expecting his first child in less than a month. Today, a Father's Day he won't forget. Bobby Labonte off course. Jimmie Johnson not concerned about that. For the first time in his career, he's going to win on a road course. Johnson wins the Toyota Save Mark 350 at Sonoma. 2 laps to go. They're side by side at the stripe. Into one, Jimmie Johnson the advantage.
But I tell you, Kurt's not giving an inch right here.
Well, this is really hard right there because Jimmie couldn't make the pass and slide up in front of him. Now he clears him.
New race leader, Jimmie Johnson out front with a lap and a half to go. Those the top 3 cars.
Look at this 14 right here, just digging on the inside.
Tony Stewart, who started deep in the field, he's making a late race rally, battling Kurt Busch for 2nd. White flag has gone out. Final lap at New Hampshire.
Ooh, Tony got a little loose. Look at him wash up the racetrack into the 22 right there.
Smoke off of turn 2, able to slide in front of Kurt Busch. He now has the runner-up spot. Jimmie Johnson pulling away. For the 52nd time in his career, he's going to try and claim the checkers, and he's going to do it back-to-back. A win last week at Sonoma. Today, he does it in the Granite State. Johnson wins.
Championships. It's like they're on their march to try to make it a 5th. It's going to be a great battle there.
2 laps to go. We've had only 4 cautions today. And while we're talking about Jimmie, let's also salute Denny Hamlin because he's done exactly what he's wanted to do. He's running in the 9th position.
Had a solid day. I mean, he hasn't done anything stellar, just what he needed to do. And if he gets that top 10, I think he'll be happy.
And he's going to keep the points lead if everything stays the same with the white flag down. 1 more mile to go for Jimmie Johnson. It will be his 53rd win in his 319th start. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Jimmie Johnson, 25th last week. But the drive for 5 is back alive because as he comes out of turn number 4, Jimmie Johnson's going to win chase race number 2.
If we get back to him, it's going to be tight.
2 laps to go. Remember, 7 of the last 11 Talladega races decided by a last lap pass. Boyer and Harvick coming again on the high side.
Yeah, Boyer got real tight on the side of the 16 car, but it's paying off. Drag race down the back right there.
But they can't clear the Fords and protect the bottom because Edwards comes storming back on the inside.
Well, what else it does is opens a door for these 2 cats right here who have timed it out pretty darn good, coming to the white flag.
And there comes their teammates as well, Johnson and Earnhardt Jr. White flag this time.
Those have been the 2 best cars right there most of this race. They're just now showing it.
The bell lap, and the man who started up front leads it, Jeff Gordon.
But here comes the next 2 pair. These 2 cats right here, they may have timed it out too. Let's see what happens down the back.
Now they will get a draft off Mark Martin. And here's the slingshot to the outside.
Stay together. That's what they're saying. Stay together. Push, push, push. It's going to get tight down here in turn 3.
Don't forget Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr., 5th and 6th. They are there. Which group will they go with? And will it help the 2 best cars? Or will it help Jeff Gordon to victory lane?
All bets are off. They get to the middle of the tri-oval.
Watch out, down low.
Way down comes Johnson.
Good run.
He's got room. They're 3 wide. 3
contact in the back. Austin Dillon out of shape. Joe Logano with the tire rub.
Coming to the white flag. One more lap to go. Casey Kane.
White flag.
Got 2 car lengths to make up. Then got to try and find a way around Jimmie Johnson.
He's coming hard right here. Got a big run down the back straightaway.
Remember Carl Edwards' final corner try that Johnson held off a few years ago. Coming to the checkered flag. No such run for Casey Kane this time. Jimmie Johnson goes to the top of the stack at Kansas, scores his 2nd win of the season.
Headed for the restart zone. Here we go. Flag. And Johnson's on it. Stewart's going to have to deal with Hamlin into the corner. And Truex right there with Kyle Busch. 3 wide into the corner. Ambrose makes a 3-wide pass into turn 1 as Jimmie Johnson scoots away.
And Denny Hamlin in at 11 got a great run off turn 2. He takes the 2nd spot away.
I think Tony may have had a little problem on that getting through the gears, Larry.
Stewart sits 3rd. The battle right behind him. Kyle Busch settles in front of Truex. White flag, 1 to go.
Got enough gas to make it?
Oh, yeah, we're in good shape on gas.
He'll make it around, but will he get there first?
Oh, yeah, he's got a nice, he's got a comfortable lead. He's in good shape.
Jimmie Johnson sails off into turn 3. Hamlin is going to have to deal with Stewart for 2nd. Hendrick Motorsports 200 Sprint Cup victory belongs to Jimmie Johnson in the Southern 500.
There you go, Mr. Rick.
Sitting in the top 5.
Well, if everybody minds their manners and Jimmie Johnson's holding his breath, Chad Knaus's holding his breath, next time by will be the white flag.
Marcus Ambrose quickest in that lap, trying to make some time from 10.
Here comes Jimmie off turn 4.
1 more lap, dog. That's what we need.
A done deal.
Nobody ahead, and Kevin Harvick now 2 seconds behind. Then Kenseth, Earnhardt, and Bowyer. 3 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota in the top 5. Winner at Darlington, 8th on the all-time win list. 7th Dover win, tying Richard Petty and Bobby Allens on the most here. Jimmie Johnson wins the FedEx 400, benefiting Autism Speaks, his 57th career win.
Wonderful.
So many stories. Hendrick Motorsports looking for an 8th win in just 19 years of this event.
Looking at 10 straight for Chevrolet here at this track.
That was the next one. And Jimmie Johnson, who grew up in Southern California, said Rick Mears was one of his idols. One of the people he looked up to most.
Coming to the white flag, almost 6 seconds on the 18.
The story there from the spotter down to Jimmie. As indeed he comes down the front straightaway and sees the white flag. Final lap is underway for the leader in Indianapolis.
Such a tremendous feeling to know that you and your team have put it all together. You show up for the big races, you know you have one chance a year to get it all done, Andy, and this team is there.
They've executed well all day long. It's paying off here on this last lap. One thing I love about Jimmie Johnson, though, is it never gets old. It'll be just like he won his first Brickyard race.
Johnson said you come through the tunnel and history starts talking to you, and he's so happy to have had 3 special moments for himself at this track. Said, I hope to have a 4th. His hero, Rick Mears, won the Indianapolis 500 4 times. They've got something to talk about. As Johnson clears the final corner and the checkered flag is in the air. A 4th win in the Brickyard 400 to Jimmie Johnson.
Trophy. A lot of contact between the 15 and the 24 down into turn 3 last time.
Might not be done.
Keselowski right there. Oh, a lot of contact this time.
Coming to the white flag.
Keselowski still racing with Gordon for 6th place. Johnson is going to be able to hold off Kyle Busch. Kyle takes a run at him, won't get there. Win and championship lead to Jimmie Johnson at Martinsville.
Watch the bottom.
Jimmie Johnson clears around the outside. That's Carl Edwards' car that's smoking back in the pack. We stay under green. White flag. We are on the last lap. Jimmie Johnson getting away. Can Keselowski hold off Kyle Busch for 2nd place? Busch to the inside in the final corners.
Jimmie Johnson.
It's going to be Keselowski finishing 2nd behind his rival for the championship. Back-to-back wins for the 5-time champ. Jimmie Johnson scores in Texas.
And last year he completed only 1 lap.
Well, Mr. Lonely is lonely right now, and he's loving every minute of it.
Daryl, I believe somebody's going to have to do it here in the next little bit if they're going to make something happen.
Ryan Newman over 200 entering the corner. And look who's up there in the top 10. Regan Smith, J.J. Yaley, Michael McDowell, drivers with small teams challenging the powerhouses of this sport with a lap and a half to go.
You know what they are praying for? That it finishes just like this. Let me finish right where I am. Up front, different story.
What a great payday for those teams.
Here they come, boys and girls.
Go now or finish 2nd.
When we cross the start finish line, it's a race. And oh, by the way, it's not over. It's just now on.
Daryl, keep an eye on Daryl.
Oh, car in the wall, hard. Turn 1. And it's one of the BK cars. It's the 93 of Travis Quapple. No caution. NASCAR, if the track is clear, they will let them finish. We are still green. And here come the leaders.
Yeah, Mark Martin is really pushing Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88.
Junior to the inside of Greg Biffle. The green flag still flies. Martin's number 55. Keselowski in the 2. Biffle backing up. Patrick behind him for the 2nd time. The Daytona 500 goes to Jimmie Johnson, 5-time champion of California, and his Rick Hendricks Chevrolet.
He can thank Dale Jr. for that. 2nd year Dale Jr.
Johnson's 2nd time you've won the Daytona 500, but it's been a bit of a drought since 2006.
It has. You know, plate racing is an awfully tough form of racing, and there's a lot of luck involved. I mean, this pack racing is a little different. You can't ride and wait for things to happen. You have to race all day long and fight for track position. In this race car, the slow Chevrolet was so good. Chad Knaus and all of Hendrick Motorsports had me a fast car, and I could really stay up front all day long. And I had a lot of confidence in this final few laps leading the train, because I knew just how fast this car was. So big credit to everybody at Hendrick Motorsports.
Jimmie, it seems like you guys had a very specific game plan from the moment you unpacked here in Daytona.
We did. I mean, we wanted to get this car to the 500. We knew it was the best car for us, and very happy to have it in the 500. And it certainly did its job for us. So I just want to give a big shout out to all the fans, and also want to send my thoughts and prayers out to everybody yesterday that were injured in the grandstands. Go to Lowe's, buy some stuff. Spring's coming. Go buy a Chevrolet. I'm very happy to win the first Gen 6 car. We're racing the Gen 6 car for Chevrolet, their SS. An awesome day.
All right, Jimmie, thanks so much. Congratulations, Daytona 500 champion.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's go to Chris Devoda.
Just to make that pass.
2 to go.
That's got to be Kilden Boyer. Man, I was so close to get me one of those clocks.
Points or pride? How close can you get? Can Keselowski get into the top 5? He's up against the bumper of Busch again at the white flag.
He's going to make a dive, but I don't think it's going to work.
Back straightaway.
Here he goes. Here he goes. He's going to make a run on him right here.
Keselowski to the inside. Here comes Jimmie Johnson. Wins 62. 5th place, side by side. Too close to call.
a little bit of the 14 car, Tony Stewart.
2 laps to go. Jimmie Johnson pulling away. His advantage more than a second over Greg Biffle. Tony Stewart in the 4th position, trying for his 3rd consecutive top 10 finish.
See, Junior drives right back up to his bumper almost.
And Biffle's using every inch of the racetrack.
Every inch of the racetrack. And see, Junior kind of pulls out like he wants to do something, but there's just not enough room. He gets a bad angle getting in 3 or across the tunnel turn. Biff hangs it out, swings it across there, and gains about a car length or so.
Now Stewart making a run in on Dale Jr. for 3rd. How about Kevin Harvick in the top 10? He had that pit road speeding penalty. He has battled back. As we see the white flag, less than a lap remaining for Jimmie Johnson into turn 1. Ryan Newman underneath Kyle Busch as they come off of turn 1 and head down the long pond straightaway. It's a nice battle for the final position inside the top 5.
Wow.
Busch trying to make it 3 wide at the tunnel turn.
He thought about it.
Newman completes the pass. Jimmie Johnson opened the season with a win in the Daytona 500. He's been consistent all year long. Got a victory at Martinsville in late March. His 3rd checkered flag of the year coming at Pocono. Jimmie Johnson does it today.
Something happened in this first little bit here.
Front 3 rows, you got 3 drivers looking for their first win of the year. McMurray, Boyer, and Kurt Busch.
And there they are, 4 wide behind them. And because you've got to make something happen right here. Wow.
Starting to make it happen there, shuffling down the back straightaway. Jimmie Johnson once again able to gain the top spot.
Strong. Man, that is strong.
That's a power move by that 48.
And nobody can do anything. You know, it's easy to say, well, you got to do this and jump on the outside of them. You can't get to it.
No, that was a power move. He just powered away from the pack as they come down through there.
You gotta get wide. White flag is out. Next flag will decide it.
Wow.
Tony Stewart feeling good, and how about Kurt Busch in that outside lane with help from David Gilmour?
Oh, here we go.
We got trouble.
There we go. That's it.
Like I said, you lead at the white.
That's it.
You're good to go. But they may race to the finish.
They're going to let them race back here. That happened over in turn 2, so they got plenty of room.
All right, let them race, boys.
Hopefully they're cleared when they get back down there.
Tony Stewart won this race last year. He's won it 4 times.
Shoving the 14. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but
through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Off the corner, here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's dominated the race. Now he can see the finish line. That's Busch in the outside lane, not making a move. Trouble behind him. Danica and others. Jimmie Johnson gets the win at Daytona.
Yeah, she got turned right there.
88 today. It's been a solid weekend for them, and that's the important thing, is they were able to go and put together an entire weekend without a lot of struggles. You know, they're going to look back on this, and you know that deals on pit road cost.
Lap traffic ahead.
I know, that's what I'm looking at. Wouldn't give it to him just yet. I know it looks good for Jimmie.
It's only got another lap to go.
You're closing, though.
White flags in the air. Final mile at Dover. Will the lap traffic be a factor? Can Jimmie Johnson score the win?
He's going to be right here. Can he stay in the throttle all the way? Yep, able to clear that car.
Richard Petty, Bobby Allison. Jimmie was tied with him for most wins at Dover. Now the record is his alone. Jimmie Johnson dominates the Monster Mile and wins the 3rd race in the chase.
Yeah, another great run by Junior and his race team. Very impressive here today.
Going to be a somewhat distant second if things hold up, but still solid.
Yeah, solid, and it's good for Jimmie Johnson to have a teammate capable of running that well, too, that is separating Matt Kenseth from him by another spot, which is a point which could be huge as we approach Homestead.
Kenseth does not appear to be in position to gain any spots without anybody having a failure in front of him, nor is he going to lose any unless he has a failure in this last lap. White flag is up. Final lap for Jimmie Johnson at Texas.
It looks like it is going to be about that easy for Chad Knaus and Jimmie Johnson. A very dominating performance so far today.
Matt Kenseth is going to finish fourth. Jimmie Johnson is going to lead 255 of 334 laps. Outstanding indeed. The winner at Texas, Jimmie Johnson.
Had not yet been to victory lane in this season. With the new point standings where winning means everything, he had not yet won. We weren't concerned, but we were wondering.
Here's a clue for you. When that 48 car qualifies well, he races really well. And when he won the pole here on Thursday night, that was an indication to me that they had a really, really good race car and a shot at winning this race.
No longer is Matt Kenseth's problem Jimmie Johnson. His problem just became Kevin Harvick, as Harvick took that second spot away from Matt Kenseth.
White flag. Jimmie Johnson, the last to win the Coca-Cola 600 from the pole, and that a decade ago.
Well, this used to be Jimmie Johnson's house, and then they repaved the joint and they got away from him, but looks like they got it back tonight. This is Johnson's 7th win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
First win of 2014 for Jimmie Johnson, Chad Knaus, and the Lowe's Chevrolet.
Like your point, he's getting pay dirt for those two right side tires, just not enough laps.
Johnson the leader, Keselowski second, Kenseth, Boyer, and Hamlin. The top five. 2 to go.
Pretty much faded away here right now.
White flag for Jimmie Johnson. Single filing down the back straightaway. One battle toward the back. Marcus Ambrose, Jeff Gordon for 15. Out of turn 4. Jimmie Johnson, the Lowe's Chevrolet, scores its 68th Sprint Cup win in the FedEx 400.
And had an opportunity to win and something strike.
2 laps to go for Jimmie Johnson. All 4 Hendrick cars running inside the top 7. What are they saying in the Lowe's camp, Marty?
Well, it's funny. I was talking to Jimmie Johnson earlier today, and exactly what Kyle just talked about. He said, we've done so many good things here in Michigan. We've been leading late, lost an engine. We've cut a tire late. We've run out of fuel. We've done everything to not win this race. So what worries you? He said, leading with 5 to go. That's what worries me. And I'm sure Kevin Harvick, looming in that mirror and growing a little larger, worries Johnson as well. There can't be another way Jimmie Johnson could lose a Michigan race, is there?
But I think these last 3 or 4 laps, Jimmie Johnson has been as careful as he ever has been while leading a race, just because he knows how many times he's been here. He's holding his breath.
Jimmie Johnson did get the white flag. Down the back straightaway, half a lap away from victory. Entering today, there were 5 tracks on the Sprint Cup Series schedule where Jimmie Johnson had never gone to victory lane. You can cross Michigan off the list. The 6-time champion going to get his first Michigan trophy this afternoon.
This is for the race lead. Coming to the white flag.
Harvick really got the 2-car loose right there. Oh, he's going to turn him. Oh, he saved it.
White flag. Last lap. Harvick's by Keselowski. But unless there's a slip, he's not going to have enough time to catch Jimmie. Frantic finish
finish, and for the third year in a row, Jimmie Johnson wins the chase race in Texas.
But we lost Leonard Nimoy this weekend. Kenseth is the most logical of Sprint Cup drivers. He said on new tires, we're not going to pass as many cars as we'd lose spots to if we stayed out. That's been the case. He's fourth.
Well, I know we talk about all these people who had great runs today, but that team has impressed me with their just being tenacious and hanging in there and making gutsy calls to keep themselves in the race, and they're going to come home with a top 5 finish.
Zimmerman, he won good lap, 2-second lead.
2.1 seconds for Jimmie Johnson. Kevin Harvick holding constant, gaining just a little bit. Picking up a couple of tenths here off turn number 2. Here comes Johnson for his 71st career win. Jimmie Johnson wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
And guess what?
What did you boys do this thing last night?
But you can see the right side of the car. He was up against that wall, and he was wearing it out.
But Darrell, he has 2 wins. The only thing that means anything to Kevin Harvick is more wins, more trophies.
That and to start another streak of top 2s.
There you go.
He's lucky that all the damage he got looks like it was just cosmetic. But, boy, that could have been disastrous. And I was a little worried about as hard as he was pushing it over there.
But like you said, Darrell, he had nothing to lose.
Oh, no, no.
White flag, 4 more good corners.
White flag for Jimmie Johnson may mean surrender for the rest of the field. He's got 1.2 seconds on Harvick and Earnhardt battling for second.
Chad and Jimmie, they put the right touch on the car that last time in on the pit stop, and it really performed, and there they are coming to victory. Here they come to the checkered flag.
Of the last 5 races on 1.5 tracks, Jimmie's won every other one. Checkered flag, Jimmie Johnson wins Texas.
And I'm sure that he would like to be able to tell Jimmie Johnson, hey, it's my turn.
And I know we're watching the top 2 or 3, but Jeff Gordon's still holding strong by staying out, sitting there in the 4th spot, that 24 car just in front of Matt Kenseth.
And here comes Logano. He's still passing cars on the outside.
Logano just slid by the outside there. I don't know how he made it. Got by Brad Keselowski, his teammate.
Yep, it's coming
Watch
after
him right
Kenseth.
Here he comes, right through the middle of the corner. If he don't close the door, he'll make it.
He has passed Kenseth and up into the top 5. White flag.
Woo, he is coming, baby. Surely this race is. No, I don't want this race in yet. This is too good.
Harvick 3/10 back. Throws it into turn number 3. Cuts the gap to 1/4 of a second. Gets up high toward the wall, drops it down, but Jimmie Johnson is going to win Kansas, and that's Earl Barber, the spotter, making good on his promise as he guaranteed a top 3 tonight.
Whoa, the 5 didn't get going real good.
Here comes Harvick.
Hello.
Where did he come from?
Yeah, just when you thought he was out of it, but how about Kyle Larson in that 42? He moves up to 3rd.
I'm not counting. You know what? I'm going to quit counting anybody out of this thing. It's not over yet, even though we're coming to the white flag. Oh, man, Truex in trouble.
1 lap to go. Side by side for 4th. Truex fades to 7th. Menard's right there. Kane back there with him. 3-car breakaway. 3 wide into turn 3. Everybody wants the 4th spot, but Jimmie Johnson, the all-time winner at Dover, it's over. 10 wins for Johnson.
How about that 43 car?
We're in front. 2 laps to go from Texas.
Of all people, Brad Keselowski wanted to defend against and couldn't have been Jimmie Johnson, a 6-time champion. So much success here at Texas.
And Jimmie Johnson, if he goes on to win this race and take the win away from Brad Keselowski, that's helping his teammate, Jeff Gordon, because now that's taking a definite contender for this title and putting him in a hole once again. Jimmie Johnson coming out of turn number 4. White flag in the air. One more time around in Texas. Now lap cars between the 48 and the 2. Jimmie Johnson, less than a mile to go to get his 6th win at Texas. the six-time champion, to the bottom of the racetrack. Jimmie Johnson will lead 6 laps, but the most important one as he comes out of turn 4. Johnson wins at Texas again. Green flag. Johnson jumps out.
There goes Kyle. Kyle looking. He's looking. Where's he going to go? Because I'll tell you, at 18 car, Kyle Busch is a whiz on restarts.
Johnson holds the bottom. Leaves the top side open. Comes up to cover the spot.
Who didn't get a good restart is that Kevin Harvick. He spun the tires when he went to 3rd gear.
Crash back straightaway. This will be the race.
The race is over.
Here they come. Around to the line, looking for the flag. 4 cars involved in the back. Johnson takes the white flag. Dale Jr., Kyle Busch. Caution is out. It's over in Atlanta.
Wow. Nagano did not get a very good start behind the 11. That's going to give advantage to Kevin Harvick on the inside. He takes the lead, but he's got Jimmie Johnson going to make a move.
They're already 4 wide in the back.
Johnson really gave Kevin Harvick in the 4. Gave him a great push. Got him to the lead.
He's going to get to his quarter panel right here.
He's going to work him.
Look at this.
Hey, but here comes that 11. Watch Denny Hamlin going down the back.
25 lead lap cars. Something's got to give. Next flag ends the race. Yellow or checker.
He's going to get ahead of Harvick.
If he can clear him.
Jimmie Johnson's car is so strong on short runs, and he's so good.
Restart, white flags in the air.
Now it's decision-making time down to 1 and 2. What lane do you take?
Harvick's been good off the top, off turn 2 over there.
2 California kids to battle it out.
Boy, Harvick got sideways. He was trying to get in the gas hard there. Lost a little bit of time to Jimmie Johnson.
Keselowski had to lift and lost 3-4 spots coming off turn 2.
So we're past the line. We're good.
Here they come. They are 3 wide in turn 3, but up front. Superman pulls away. The man of steel will score his 77th win. Jimmie Johnson to the flag. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin.
I want to win races. That's our goal. But at the same time, I want to help out the organization. And right now, they're definitely helping out the organization, but they're in position to win races, running 3rd right now at Charlotte.
And with 78 wins on his resume, I still think the last 2 laps don't get any easier, Jeff. 2 to go. Jimmie Johnson at his home track, trying to put it together. You know the emotions are high. This win would mean a lot. Coming to the white flag. He just wants to see that white flag before caution comes out.
And trying to end a drought and also move into the next round. All that on this last lap.
Steve, you may have foreshadowed there a little bit. He only has 77 career wins. Were you giving him this one already?
I figured after he won 77, I was going to round it up. But on his final lap, this would be for 78.
Down the back stretch for the final time. It has been 24 races since Jimmie Johnson, a 6-time champion, a 7-time winner at this racetrack, has been to victory lane as he comes out of 4. Jimmie Johnson wins at Charlotte.
Clean run under McDowell, he'll take it, but I don't think he's going to push it with only 2 to go.
To the inside of Michael McDowell. And down the back stretch, he clears him. This time by, coming out of turn 4. White flag in the air. One more time around for Jimmie Johnson. What an incredible race the 48 team and Jimmie Johnson have run. After having a long pit stop and going all the way to the back of the field, he's battled back. He's out front. He has punched his ticket to Homestead. Jimmie Johnson wins in Martinsville. Great restarts by both the 48 and the 22. Kyle Larson drops back to 2nd, but he fights back on the outside. Here comes the 4. Kevin Harvick racing that 22 hard. Come on, baby. Come on. Jimmie Johnson out front. They've passed the overtime line.
You know, half a lane higher.
Larson looking to the high side. This time by.
Perfect lap.
White flag in the air. One more time around from Miami. Jimmie Johnson has never won at Homestead Miami Speedway. but he's never been in a position where he's had to win for a championship. Down the backstretch he goes. A half a lap away from the championship. Jimmie Johnson through 3 and 4. Make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. Jimmie Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR Sprint Cup championship. Go down to Marty.
Rick, we're making an impromptu victory lane down here with Jimmie Johnson. We'll let him climb out of the race car. We certainly want to give 7-time his due. Jimmie gets to get out. And Jimmie, I gotta ask, as a kid from El Cajon, California, did you ever dream this would be possible?
Oh my gosh, there is no way on earth. Just beyond words, and didn't think that the race was unfolding for us like we need to be the champs, but we kept our heads in the game, and Chad called a great strategy, made some great adjustments for the short run. Some luck came our way, and we were able to win the race and win the championship. I wouldn't be here without so many people believing in me and giving me this chance, from my dirt days and my parents, of course, first and foremost, my brothers, my wife and family today, car owners, sponsors, Chevrolet, Lowe's, so many amazing people along the way that believed in me, giving me this chance. Jeff Gordon, Rick Hendrick, all the men and women at Hendrick Motorsports have been working so hard to get these cars fast, and giving me an awesome 15 years at the company. Just thank you. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, I am so thrilled to be here in this moment, so grateful for the opportunity, and so thankful and blessed. I'm lost for words.
Petty, Earnhardt, and now you can say Johnson. What is the significance of the 7th for you, Jimmie?
It's big. It has a lot of different meanings. You know, the number 7 is a very special place in my heart. With Ricky Hendrick, as a lot of people know, for some reason I just felt good and calm today, and things just kind of unfolded at the end for us. And I know it was help from above. Al Schill Jr. also ran the 7 car, good friend from the short track days in the Midwest. We lost him a long time ago. His number was 7. There's just a lot of different things with 7. Even in my younger years on dirt bikes and things like that, 7 was always around. So in my heart, I wanted to believe it would happen, and it has, and I can't believe it.
Congratulations, Jimmie.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to let him go celebrate, and Jimmie Johnson with an impromptu victory lane here in turn.
Otto is holding Kyle Larson at 3rd. Larson got a good run on
do the same thing he did to Harvick right here. He gets right on his bumper trying to get him loose. Yeah, it's going to work.
Here he comes. Got the nose under him. I think he's got the pass made off turn 2 right there.
The one thing Kyle Larson doesn't want to see right now is this. The white flag coming to 1 to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Larson is 0.8 of a second back. Closing. He was 1/10 faster than Johnson that last lap, but he's going to run out of time. Jimmie Johnson last in victory lane at Homestead. Jimmie Johnson, Lowe's, Hendrick Motorsports, and Chevrolet win in Texas. They beat Kyle Larson by 0.4 of a second.
That Larson was on that tip.
Boy, you know, all I can think about right now is the mistakes that have happened on pit road, between speeding on pit road, how it's cost 2 individuals a shot at maybe a win.
And the white flag waves. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Jimmie Johnson to the high side. He's going to come off turn 4 and win his 82nd Cup victory. Back-to-back again for Jimmie Johnson. Green flag.
Larson did not get the start that he wanted. He's going to have to work hard to get the outside of Jimmie Johnson here.
McMurray 3 wide.
Wow, he's sideways on the record.
No.
Big crash back straight away.
That'll be it.
Big wreck going into 3. I mean, look at him. A wrecking everywhere.
I think they made it to the overtime line.
Now NASCAR will have to look at video to determine whether the leader was at the overtime line or not before the caution.
So many good cars. They were having great days here, all wadded up in the third turn.
Allmendinger destroyed. Dillon against the turn 3 wall.
What a shame.
Jones comes down pit road completely wrecked. Mayhem. Casey Kane.
Cars just wadded up. 77's crippled. Going down pit road here with the whole nose caved in.
All right, let's watch the leader, who is Jimmie Johnson.
See the stay drive flying up, but I think it might have affected the 42 car a little bit. I saw him wiggling a little bit there.
And there is the overtime line.
What do you think?
I think he's passed it. Definitely.
Growing up, his hero was Cale Yarborough. He loved the Hardee's 28 paint scheme. He even went to a Hardee's one time hoping to see the car in person. He started the day wearing a special helmet with Cale on it. Jimmie, not very often an athlete grows up trying to chase his childhood hero. Today, you matched Hall of Famer Cale Yarborough. How impactful for you the feeling of this win?
Yeah, that's such a great way to say it. I mean, I never thought I would end up here in NASCAR as a kid racing in the dirt out in Southern California. And you know, I was a big Cale Yarborough fan, and I remember going to a race in Oklahoma with my parents and my brother. We're driving across the country, and we pull up to a Hardee's. Had no idea it was a burger stand, and I really thought when I walked in the doors I was going to Cale Yarborough's race shop. It was very disappointed, had a burger and left, and then understood the world of sponsorship. So to be here to tie him at 83 wins, we just got the tribute helmet. I wasn't sure how quickly we'd be, or if we'd be able to go there and get it done. But Cale, you're the man. Thank you for all you've done for our sport. And then to be a part of one team, one sponsor, Lowe's, Chevrolet, Valvoline, Gatorade, to support the fans. This is an amazing day. And I do have one artifact that we found from my friend Lauren Rainier, one of Cale's old hats.
So many parallels between Jimmie and Cale. Humble beginnings, championship winning drivers.